count up all the U.S. service members who died while serving their country, and it adds up to well over 1 million men and women.
And today's a day to set aside specifically to honor those fallen. Galen Culver went to one of many such ceremonies this morning at the Woodring Wall of Honor in Eden.
Has remembered the men and women.
Unable to speak for themselves, fallen soldiers must rely on the family and friends who knew them. Jesse Mitchell, who died in a North Korean prison camp, a National Guardsman named Paul Howell, who died in a car wreck last year,
the tears,
and retired Colonel Jerry Shiles, who spoke at this year's Memorial Day ceremony in Enid, lost a nephew to an IED in Afghanistan. All of them had special reason to make sure and set aside Memorial Day to remember.
And I know how important it is to the families to recognize the service of their family members, and especially those they've lost on Memorial Day.
In the 25 years since the Woodring Wall of Honor and Veterans Park opened, thousands of names have been added to the rolls. Tim Vanover's father Elmer was one of the rare survivors of the Bataan Death March in the Philippines, but he left part of himself in POW Camp number 17.
Some veterans died, but they didn't physically die, but they died.
Yeah.
And I kind of look at it that Dad pretty much gave his life.
Lori Len's father, Squire Utzler, didn't talk much about his years in the Pacific as a Marine sniper during World War II. Lori learned what she could from his letters, compiling them in a book. Her father preferred to honor his fallen comrades instead of himself.
He would have been grumbling and like, oh, I don't want that award,
Former Enid Mayor Doug France lost many of the friends who went to Marine Corps officer school with him in 1967.
We sent about 390 swinging second lieutenants to Vietnam that year, and 40, a little over 10%, have their names on that wall over there.
Current Vance Air Force Base Colonel Carl Miller lost people he knew as well in more recent conflicts, but took comfort in the words of Abraham Lincoln in his Gettysburg Address.
That from these honored dead we take increased devotion.
Grief and honor for those who gave the last full measure to their country. As taps play, survivors stood and saluted. The country as a whole took a moment to do the same thing and to rededicate ourselves to give their sacrifice continued meaning. In Enid, Galen Culver, News 4. Is this a great state or what?
That it is. The Woodring Wall of Honor and Veterans Park offered a whole weekend's worth of events leading up to this morning's ceremony. In addition to the Wall of Honor for Oklahoma veterans, the park also has a replica of the Vietnam Memorial on site.